What's up, sports fans? This is the Lucas Ross Sports Channel, and it's time to give you another 5 reasons video. And in this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why Ohio State will win the 2023/2024 National Championship for the upcoming college football season. A couple days ago, I gave you the Georgia Bulldogs, and then yesterday I gave you the Michigan Wolverines. You can go back and watch those 2 videos if you haven't seen them yet. And we've been getting a lot of views, for the last couple days from these 5 reason videos. I think these are probably the most popular videos on this channel. And also, before I start this video, thank you for 600 subscribers on this channel. The road to 1,000 continues, and hopefully we can grow this channel out before, the end of the year. But now we're doing Ohio State. We're going to give you 5 reasons why I think they will win the national championship, a team that's coming off that college football playoff semifinal loss to Georgia last year. This is going to be a different Ohio State team, though, this year. They do lose C.J. Stroud at quarterback, but they do have definitely a lot of guys that can really play, some solid football in the wide receiver position. But we'll get to these reasons why I think, Ohio State will win the national championship. So we'll start from the bottom and work our way to the top like we always do here in these 5 reason videos. We'll start with the number 5 reason, and the number 5 reason is Coach Ryan Day. Ryan Day, I believe, has been the right head coach here for Ohio State now for the last few years. People are saying that he's probably not the right head coach now because of all the, couple years that they've lost to Michigan, from the year before and then last year. But I think definitely Ryan Day is the best head coach, in Ohio State. Right there, right behind Urban Meyer. But I think Ryan Day deserves a lot of credit for what he's done at Ohio State all through the years. He's brought them to 2 college football playoff appearances. Of course, that year when it was the COVID season, and then, of course, last year. And, Ohio State was the only team that had a pretty big shot to beat Georgia in the college football playoff semifinal. They really came close, but I like the motivation from this Ohio State coaching staff, not just Ryan Day, but the whole entire coaching staff for this team. And I think that's a reason why Ohio State will make the college football playoff this year, and also the reason why they can win a national championship. But the schedule is pretty tough for Ohio State. We'll talk about that schedule in just a minute. But number 5 reason is Ryan Day, for the reason why Ohio State can win the national championship this upcoming season. Number 4 reason is the defense. The defense does lose a lot of playmakers at the secondary position, but I'm not really too concerned about the defense for Ohio State. I think they'll be really expectedly good on that side of the football. In 2021, it wasn't the best, defense for them, but last year, the defense got better down the stretch, but, they gave up, 45 points to Michigan, and that kind of, hurt them down the stretch, but, the defense played pretty well against Georgia as well, even though they gave up, 40-something points. I thought, defensively they were so better last year, but definitely this upcoming season there is some fans saying they're a little bit concerned about that side of the football for Ohio State, but I'm not really too concerned about that defensive side of the ball for Ohio State. I think they should be really talented. They recruit well, so, they recruit well that position and also on that side of the football, so I think defense is going to have to be a big key here for this Ohio State team. The defense is going to have to step up and in order to get their offense on the field to win the national championship as well. So that's the number 4 reason why I think Ohio State will win a national championship in 2024. The number 3 reason is going to be the running game. They do have some talented running backs in the backfield. I'm not too concerned about that position for this Ohio State team. The only concern that I see for Ohio State this year is the quarterback position. Who's going to be that starting quarterback? Will the passing game be good, or will it be not as good as it was from last year when C.J. Stroud was still there at quarterback? The running game, though, I think is going to have to be strong here for Ohio State, and they got some talented running backs. Some of them could be top 10 running backs heading into next year. And I think I did have, maybe an Ohio State running back on my top 10 running backs heading into the 2023 season. And there are a lot of great running backs in the Big Ten this year. You kind of expect the Big Ten to have a really good, solid year with running backs, and I think I kind of expect that from Ohio State this upcoming season. The running game is going to have to be strong, like I said. I'm not too concerned about this position for Ohio State. If they can run the football pretty well, Ohio State's going to be a dangerous running team heading into next year. Last year, I think it was definitely the passing game. I think the running game was definitely a concern last year, but I think this Ohio State team can run the football pretty well. So I think Ohio State will be I think they'll be national champions if they start to get that running game going. And also if they can catch the football, they really are going to be really good running backs. So that's the number 3 reason why I think Ohio State will win a national championship in 2024. The number 2 reason is the offense. The offense, I think, is going to be really not as explosive as it was last year and obviously in the last couple of years with C.J. Stroud. But I think, the offense is still going to be good enough to where they can score points. Like I said, the passing game is going to be the key here for Ohio State. They're not going to be. There's not a reason here that Ohio State's passing game will be able to win the national championship this year. It's not going to be on this list, but the offense, I believe, is the reason why they can win a national championship. I mean, the offense is really good. They're overall, loaded at wide receiver, and also they're loaded at running back. But the passing game just kind of concerns me a little bit for Ohio State, but I'm not too concerned about the quarterback position. If the quarterbacks, can really step up, we know there's a lot of quarterbacks battling for that starting job. I mean, who is going to be that next C.J. Stroud? Who is going to be that next C.J. Stroud right behind him after he's gone to the NFL? And the offense, I just don't think it's too big of a concern here for Ohio State heading into next year. So Ohio State, the reason why I think they can win a national championship is the number 2 reason. That's the offense. But that's not the number 1 reason. The number 1 reason for Ohio State that they can win a national championship, this is the most important one on this list. And the number 1 most important reason why Ohio State will win a national championship is the wide receivers they have. If you look at the wide receivers they have coming back this year, they're loaded. They're loaded on that side of the football. And also, they're loaded at that position. They got some great wide receivers coming back that are really, guaranteed some first-round picks. And they are just loaded on that side of the football and also loaded at that position. They got some talented players that are really going to have to step up here for their quarterbacks. They're going to have a new quarterback this year instead of C.J. Stroud. I'm kind of expecting, though, this wide receiver group to be the leaders of this team this upcoming season. Not just the offense, but the wide receivers are just the best ones out there for this Ohio State team on the offensive side of the football. I mean, some of these wide receivers this year could be even a Heisman contender. So I'm kind of expecting the wide receivers to be the reason why, and the number 1 reason why Ohio State will win the national championship in the 2023/2024 season. But let's talk about the schedule. Ohio State's schedule is really tough this year. They got Notre Dame in the non-conference they have to play in, and that's a road game. That will be in the month of September. And they also have to play, they have to go through the Big Ten this year, and they also have to play Wisconsin on the road, and they also have to play Michigan on the road. So you have really tough road games on the schedule for Ohio State. But I think overall Ohio State can really still make the college football playoff, even with 1 loss on that schedule. And maybe they can make it to back-to-back appearances for the college football playoff. But it's just been a long time since they've won a national championship. It's been since like 2015, I believe, since they last won it. When the college football playoff really, got off to a, their debut start. That's when the year they defeated Oregon and Marcus Mariota and everything. And there just hasn't been that same, Ohio State team that has been able to get to the national championship. I know 3 years ago they made it to the national title, but they got blown out in that game by Alabama. And now last year, of course, Georgia, they came so close to winning it. But again, that's the number 1 reason why I think wide receivers will be, the reason why Ohio State will win a national championship this upcoming season. And those are my 5 reasons why Ohio State will win the national championship in 2023/2024. Let me guys know what you think about these 5 reasons. Let me know down in the comments below. And stay tuned here for more sports content on the Lucas Ross Sports Channel.